3, 2, 1.
Sam, coming back to the start of your cycling, your involvement in cycling, what are your first memories of getting a bike and getting out on the bike?
I always had a bike when I was younger, and I was always messing about around the avenue and trying to make ramps and just have a good time on the bike. And then I always wanted to race it. I'd be always setting up little courses and trying to time myself and stuff and having a laugh. And then I started up in Carrick up in Seskin Woods with mountain biking when I was 10. And it was just a small 3K circuit. We all went off individually, almost like a time trial, and yeah, just progressed. And then when I was 14, I wanted to do road racing, and got a great opportunity. I actually started off road racing with Kanturk in Cork, which is a good bit away, but they had a good youth scene there, and yeah, then it just progressed from there. I came back when I was junior to Carrick Wheelers and just continued to grow.
The junior tour has become quite a focus in terms of Irish cycling recently, for various reasons. But through the under 14 and through those ranks with Kanturk, and great club at that, was the junior tour seen as this is the opportunity to get into racing, or it must have been a big focus even at that stage?
Junior tour, like the junior tour or the Kerry Youth Tour at that time?
The junior tour afterwards.
Yeah, it was. And I remember there was a guy, Morris O'Brien, I think his name was, and you'd hear of him winning stages there or getting up, and he was like, in Kentucky, we all looked up to him. And yeah, it was something we all wanted to do and do well in. It was a big international race for us. It's a bit of a pity that they're struggling at the minute with it, so I hope that it's still there. It's a big stepping stone for Irish cyclists, young Irish cyclists.
What about the size of the field then? Because all of a sudden you're moving from a domestic scene where you have maybe 70 or 80 and you're moving up over 100, well over 100. It's really great international sense, isn't it?
Yes, for sure, and it gives the Irish riders an insight to what international racing is like. I remember coming from races where you're trying to get in a breakaway and your Sunday race, and then coming into it, and it was my first time ever in a line out, and I was like, I can't do these line outs, and Martin O'Loughlin said, well, you need to get used to them, this is racing. I was never in them, and then to learn to ride in an echelon, it was completely new to me, so it was a great experience.
You mentioned Martin O'Loughlin there. Martin, of course, big influence, former national team manager, managed the Olympics team as well. How much of a part do the likes of Martin and others in terms of club, in terms of province and the country play for you as a young rider looking to start out in terms of racing?
Oh, massive. He's there, he's not only there for me on the bike but off the bike as well. He almost became like another family member, but it was great to have, and he even now he still helps me. But yeah, to have somebody there for advice and for training and everything he was great to have, and he's somebody who would tell you the truth. Other people would be kind of hyping you up and, oh no, you're grand, and if you're going bad, other people would be like, oh, you're not going so bad. But Martin would tell you the truth. Oh no, actually you're going terrible, you need to work this and this, A, B and C. So no, he's great to have, and he's great to still have as part of my career.
Tell me, the move from Ireland and the decision to leave Ireland and go abroad and race abroad and go to France, Vicy-le Palme. How big a decision was that, and what support did you need at that stage?
Yeah, I got some help, sponsorship-wise, from family members to continue to do it, because it's difficult when we needed carbon bikes and stuff like that. My parents found it hard to afford that type of stuff. So financially it was important to have that also, but yeah, to go abroad, cycling was something I wanted to make a career out of. When you're younger you have dreams and you don't know how far you can take them, but you really want to give them a shot, and Martin O'Loughlin again helped open the door with Vicy-le Palme. I don't know how he did it, and he got me in contact with them, so I was just really lucky as well to get out there and to get a taste, but it was a big eye-opener when I went there.
Tell me about that, because people's expectations when you become a pro, it's glamorous, you're travelling an awful lot, nice hotels now and again. It doesn't start like that.
No, no, not at all. I remember going out there, my first time with Visa de Palma Marseille was up at altitude, training camp. I remember how hard it was, and they sent us up to a place with no signal, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. You were completely isolated, and I didn't have a word of French, so it was very hard to communicate with anybody. I was alone there. I remember, like, it was my first year senior. I think I cried most nights. It was a bit too soft, but yeah, it was a great learning curve, great experience, and really it woke me up to the real world as well. Learned to manage myself. Also, it was hard down in Marseille when you're on your own, and with the language barrier and the accommodation. Yeah, it was a hard lifestyle, and but then when you go away and you go to on post and all of that stuff, and to other teams, and you move up, you really appreciate what you get. Like the setup on post have is incredible. Like like as I move up, NetApp and Jura, you really appreciate when you've gone through it. Oh, well, like it wasn't terrible, but it was a harder lifestyle.
So tell me, coming from Visa de Palma Marseille into on post again, a more comfortable surrounding, more Irish riders and that Irish influence in the team as well. What was the difference like even at that stage? How great was it?
Just like the life away from actually riding your bike was so much easier. Like on post they give you accommodation. That's really it was better. They give you a car, you get a little bit more independence for going to the shop. I remember in Visa de Palma I had to put on 2 backpacks, one at the front, one at the back, go to the shop most days because I needed to get water. You couldn't drink the tap water. So just general living was a bit nicer, and you got great support from on post. I was injured coming from Visa de Palma, and Kurt still signed me, and he brought me to the best guys. He brought me to Jared Hartman and paid for my treatments and just everything you need to become he gives you all the tools you need. You just have to use them the right way and make the most of it, and you should get there.
So in creating the right environment around you, all of a sudden the confidence is coming up, you're more focused, and especially for the on post team at the time, with the importance of the Ross, if we can talk about that for a bit, it must have been a big focus every year for on post.
Yeah, for sure. When your main sponsor of the team is also a sponsor of a race, there's a lot of pressure, and you're not only that, you're an Irish rider coming back to one of the few races you do at home. You want to come back and you want to perform well, and you want to show other riders and your home crowd what you can do. So you've and also with the sponsorship of being Irish, because you don't have many races in Ireland, you have to make the most of it. You get 2, maybe 3 races in Ireland to really advertise the sponsorship. So everything is focused in on the Ross, and then not only do you have all that, but you have the riders also looking at you because they know you're under pressure and that you have to perform. They don't give you much leeway, so you have I think I had more pressure in the likes of the Ross, the on post Ross, and the Nationals than I have in any other races.
So you obviously stood up to the pressure, because the results and your stage wins is never a given. And as you mentioned, coming back to Ireland and the company, they're all watching your wheel, you're a galloper.
Yeah.
What did it feel like to take those stages of the Ross in the last couple of years?
It's fantastic. It was also before that, I think I didn't have a win in over a year and a half or something like that, and I was itching for a win. I really needed one, and it was great. Yeah, there was a bit of pressure, and I even felt it coming into the finish. You could hear the fight for our wheel when the guys were doing lead out. I actually got more of a comfy ride coming in the last 2K. But the amount of pushing and shoving that was happening behind me, because I could feel them coming up just halfway up my bike and trying to push on each other. But to actually pull off a win and to get 2 wins was awesome, especially in front of a home crowd. And yeah, coming into Skerries is a massive crowd, and you know, with the commentating and everything, it's just it's awesome.
That's great. That's a good wrap for the moment, yeah.
10 minutes done.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that bit of commentating.